I wonder what would happen in your readings if you replaced I don't know but with I know. Anyone feeling called out just by me bringing that in? You know why we do that, right? You know why. And there's I bring up this book, I brought it up before, but Tara Mohr, Mohr, she's a Harvard business professor. She wrote a book called Playing Big. And chapter 8, I believe it was on communication. Changed my life. This one chapter, I'm like, I'll probably just pull out this book every couple of years just to read this one chapter on communication. She goes really deep into why women in particular communicate in a way that has like qualifiers or protective language, padding things. This has to go. This actually doesn't even belong in mediumship, and it's a filter all in itself. If you were to pay attention, I want you to say this out loud. Okay, so you pay attention to your solar plexus, say, I don't know, but. And then say, what I know to be true is. And then go back to saying, I don't know, but. Do you sense a difference in your solar plexus around those two statements? This is our gut authority, gut instinct. This is the, when we ignore intuition, we start to have upper intestinal issues. Some things are really, truly just physical, and some things have an emotional and a spiritual component to it as well, like a layer to it. So that's why I kind of like bring it up. So even what I'm sensing is a bit of a qualifier. It can be. What I want you to pay attention to, because it's the intention, it's not what you say, it's why and how you say it. So you will know what is a qualifier or not. You'll know if it's to protect potential rejection. You'll know if it's to protect maybe inaccuracy. You'll know if it's protective versus flow. Is that fair to say? Just looking at the intention. I used to always say things like, because God forbid Virgos be wrong. Okay, I also had my astrology to work up against. But God forbid we be wrong. I used to say things like, I don't typically get this type of stuff, but I wonder if. Anyone else? Right? And it's like, it's great. But that is one of the things that can keep us from a real flow with spirit. And that is connected to throat chakra, yes, communication. But what we're trying to protect is our ego. So this is the center of ego maturation. This too has like great impact on the intention of why we're saying yes and no to things. And it does relate to our power and our authority. Spiritually, I want you to be aware of energy drains and sneaky, leaky energy drains. Like, even if they don't seem that big, somebody brought up, I think it was, and she's talking about like all these like little experiences that are starting to unfold into deeper understanding. This is the spiritual law of the compound effect. Yes, the compound effect works in finances, it has math to it, but the compound effect also works in these little experiences adding up to big change. So when it comes to things like self-esteem, confidence, self-empowerment, it's the micro choices that make the biggest difference. It's the everyday micro choices and the ones that are in congruence and alignment with what we say, what we feel, and how we act and behave. Those type of things build your self-esteem. Here's one thing I know to be sure about mediumship, and I know to be true about mediumship. And that is, there is over 8 billion people on this planet. We all bleed, we're all born, we all grow, we all go home. We all have very, very, very similar experiences. And one thing that we all share is we will all lose somebody one day. So in that way, mediumship is quite unique because everybody could benefit from it. Everyone has a need for it, right? Mediumship works off a need, and that is because all of us experience that loss at some point in our experience. But the truth of the matter is, I am not the medium for everybody. Right? There's been a couple times where the person that they wanted to connect with, I couldn't pick up. I'm like, I don't know, I can't force it. I'm just not their person for some reason. There are people who would probably find me a bit too much and annoying, probably, or not spiritual enough. I've had somebody not hire me because I wore black. I had someone hire me because I wore black. You can't control any of that. But what I do feel is that there's this pressure that we have in this human experience in our society to like replicate, duplicate, carbon copy success. When if you work for different people in different cultures, different countries, different communities, their needs are actually very different than those who might need endless amounts of empirical evidence. So everyone has a need for mediumship, but everyone has a bit of a different need for mediumship. So the spirit world needs mediums being different from one another, which is why I teach you the way that I teach you. I teach you in an organic way, because I don't want to take you out of your nature. You were brought to this path because of your nature. And there is something unique about you in the way that you serve the spirit world, and you relay the energy from the spirit world in a way that is helpful, that is unlike the way anyone else can do it. Do you know what's unique about you?